All right, chat. Let's actually go over the changes now. Let's see what Riot has cooked for 2025.
And I'm Paul, also known as Pabro. We're back with the final dev update of 2024. Today is November 8th. We just wanted to give you a warning. We will be talking about Arcane spoilers in our first section. So if you haven't finished the finale, skip to the time on the screen.
Okay, spoiler disclaimer out of the way.
All right.
Let's take a moment to talk about
Arcane.
It's been such an amazing journey to watch the story play out. And
True.
like many of you, we're sad it's over. But don't worry, we do still have a few more things in store on the game side. When we got started on Season 1, we got to watch the champions in Arcane live out stories we'd already seen or knew a little bit of. Or in some cases, we got to really flesh out the backstory of some older champions.
With Season 1, Caitlyn received a visual update to better align the game and the show. And for Season 2, we're doing something similar for Viktor. And
All right,
tomorrow,
Viktor,
you'll see his
yeah.
update hit PBE.
We're not pulling a Gangplank and disabling him because he's dead.
Well, hold on. I think you're onto something with killing Gangplank and other...
Wait, he's dead? Wait, Viktor is dead actually? What? I thought he just TP'd somewhere, like disappeared somewhere. What?
Okay.
Anyway, we wanted to better represent his evolved, powered-up form we saw in Arcane, and the personality that goes along with it. Viktor's update is primarily focused on updating his visuals, audio, and backstory. We want to showcase the striking evolution.
Actually, that looks actually
saw him go
sick.
through in the show.
That
So
actually
we're
looks
gonna keep
sick.
the gameplay you know and love, with a slight change to his ultimate. The ult will still function largely the way it does now, but it'll get bigger with every kill until the ult is over. We wanted to mirror the feeling from Arcane, where he
What the
manifests a
hell?
massive, growing storm that consumes everything around him.
We also updated...
Wait, whoa. Roll back 2 seconds. What did he
A
say?
slight change to his ultimate. The ult will still function largely the way it does now, but it'll get bigger with every kill until the ult is over. We
Ah,
wanted to mirror the feeling from Arcane, where he manifests a massive,
okay.
growing storm that consumes everything around him.
So basically, it gets bigger if you kill someone. All right, so it's OP in team fights if you can get a kill.
also updated all of Viktor's skins. We do want to point out that because of the updates to prototype Viktor, his price will be increasing from 520 RP to 750 RP. So if you want to get him at the cheaper price, make sure you get it before his updates go live. All right? That's it for the Arcane spoilers. So right now, we'll hand things over to Steph and Chad to talk about seasons.
Okay, so the change is not that bad because okay, so it only gets bigger when you kill someone, which actually is not the worst change, I think. Because like I guess it's strong for like if you're fed on Viktor, but like yeah, but in 1v1 it doesn't really matter. So okay, it's not the most OP-iest thing in the world. I do like his rework though. I do like his rework. I feel like the current Viktor is like, I mean, current Viktor is a bit weird in a sense. Like, especially for his lore, like it's not consistent. Sometimes he's evil, sometimes he's not evil, and like, yeah, it's a bit all over the place. So I'm happy that they're giving him the more like, it makes more sense now with Arcane Viktor in a sense. So he actually has lore. By late game, yeah, late game will be pretty big for if you're fed and you get that kill, like this actually is massive in a team fight. All right.
aka McIver. I'm the seasons lead on League of Legends.
And I'm Steph, aka 100-Piece Nuggets, or the cosmetics lead.
In the last dev update, Medler and Pabro mentioned we're introducing thematic seasons. So today, we're here to talk more about what a season is, what to expect with the theme, and what the experience is going to be like both on and off the Rift.
Over the years, we fleshed out the world and regions of Runeterra, as well as various alternate universes like Star Guardian, High Noon, or Darkstar. We've highlighted these worlds in moments like summer events or narrative drops around champion releases. Now we want to take that immersion further with our new seasons.
So next year, we're going to have 3 seasons, each around 8 patches long.
Whoa. So, splits are gone, and now we have seasons. So every year is going to be a season with 2 acts. Oh god. This means that we have like 6 acts during the year? Oh, that actually is scary. That's scary, by the way. So I assume that these are splits, right? Season 1, Season 2, Season 3 are splits, basically. But we have 2 acts per season. The reason I'm scared is because does this mean that every act means a big patch? Because if that's the case, this means we have even more changes coming 2025. The one thing I didn't like about this season is that we had too many changes to like ADCs, for example, with static, Lito Tempo, PTA, then we had Yuntao, and so on. So I kind of wish that for 2025 they would slow down the amount of changes. And I'm just scared that every act means a big patch with a lot of changes. I just hope it's not the case, because I don't think more changes is actually good. Yes, but the thing is that like, even if the meta change, right? Every time you add a big patch, it's gonna take time for it to be balanced in a sense. It takes time for a patch to get like to tune the patch basically when you have a big change. If you do 6 big changes during the entire year, you have no time for the game to be a bit stable basically. I'm fine with the season system. To be
We're
fair,
gonna follow champions around different regions of Runeterra. Each one is gonna have its own theme.
That's a cool
We're gonna have
actually.
an overarching narrative that connects
Every
them
season
throughout
every season we have a new thematic. Actually, that's pretty nice.
2025.
And each season's theme will be the anchor for most of the content going into the game as well.
I see.
In the past, we've had
Okay.
these big releases like Swarm or Spirit of Hearthhome. They're super memorable and fun, but they're also not connected to a larger integrated moment. And in seasons, we want everything to connect together. That means things like gameplay updates, modes, mini games, and champions will mainly have a strong tie to the season's theme.
We'll have a bunch of skins that celebrate that seasonal theme, but we'll also continue to invest in a wide variety of skin lines that are unrelated to the season as well. So expect to see cosmetics celebrating Lunar Revel or things like bees.
Ultimately, our goal is to
Bees.
immerse you in the parts of the world that we're visiting from the moment you open the client to the moment you see the victory screen and everything in between. So enough tiptoeing around it. We know that you want to know what Season 1 is. So for our first ever season, we are headed to the land of strength and domination, Noxus.
Noxus. All right.
Hey everyone, I'm Riot Froxon, lead gameplay designer for League.
And I'm Ryan
Bisa.
Oberon, project
No,
lead of the
please.
Summoner's
No
Rift team.
Bisa, please.
Next year, when you step onto the Rift, it'll look a little bit different than you're used
We already have 2 dragon skin. Why would you need another dragon skin, Axel? We already have 2 dragon skin. Come on.
to. We want seasons to be a way you can immerse yourself in League, especially once you load onto the Rift.
Wait.
So we've-
Let's go back
Hey
here.
everyone, I'm Riot Froxon, lead gameplay designer for League.
And I'm Riot Oberon, project lead of the Summoner's Rift team. Next year, when you step onto the Rift, it'll look a little bit different than you're used to. We want seasons to be a way you can immerse yourself in League, especially once you load onto the Rift. So we have a preview of some of the updates you can expect in Season 1 of 2025.
All right,
We're
let's
headed
go.
to everyone's favorite region
Oh,
of fierce
Noxus
fighters,
map.
cloak and dagger
Yep.
magic,
Ooh,
and
that looks
strength.
cool,
Above
actually.
all, prepare to be
Damn.
decimated. Beyond the Noxian invasion of the map, we've also made some gameplay improvements and changes for next year.
Wow, actually, that's actually pretty
First,
cool.
it wouldn't be a new season without an overhaul to the item system.
No, please, no,
kidding.
please.
But
Thanks God.
There are some Noxian themed
Thanks
boot
God.
upgrades,
Oh, what
but
is
it's not as
this?
simple as picking
Oh, what is this now? Oh God. New boots. Let's
them up
go.
from the shop. But there are some Noxian themed boot upgrades, but it's not as simple as picking them up from the shop. In fact, they come along with a new mechanic, Feats of Strength.
There are
Okay.
3 objectives that your team can claim throughout the game. First Blood, First Tower,
Huh?
and first 3 epic jungle monsters.
Tree. Okay.
If your team is the first to complete 2 of these 3 objectives, so for example, First Blood and First Tower, your Tier 2 boots will transform into new versions with slightly better stats. You'll also get access to powerful Noxus-themed boots, which you can purchase as a final upgrade.
Okay. So we have tier 2 boots, then an upgrade to tier 2 boots, and then a tier 3 boots we can buy after. All right. Sadly for Kaisa, that doesn't matter. For Kaisa, it doesn't matter for Kaisa unless the new boots give us AD, which would be surprising to be fair if it does. Because the thing is, like, Kaisa doesn't care about boots all that much. She needs Q evolution, she needs W evolution, she needs like Q evolution first and then E after. So, like, I think this is a massive buff for champions that can actually build boots. This can be Vayne, for example. This can be Ashe. This can be Aura, for example. This can be Yasuo, Yone. For Kaisa, I mean, unless these boots give us AD, which we'll see what happen, I don't see it being a massive deal for the champion. So it's not really a buff for Kaisa, to be fair. We don't care about boots all that much. Boots only really matter after you finish your Rage Blade. Like, you go static, Rage Blade, and then you finish your boots after that. So, like, evolution are the priority first. We'll see. Maybe Source Boots. Maybe Source Boot on Kaisa. Maybe. Maybe Source
We want
Boots.
feats of strength to celebrate early game successes without immediately snowballing the game out of control. We're experimenting with different types of power progression to see how it feels for a reward in the early game to open up more choices in the late game.
We're also introducing Nexus turret respawning.
Oh.
An incredibly frustrating experience is just winning a late game teamfight only to lose your Nexus turrets. You kept the game alive, but at what cost? Now it feels like your team is doomed to hang around in your base for another 200 years, babysitting an open Nexus. To give your team a better chance at coming back from these situations, your Nexus turrets will now respawn after a set time once they're destroyed. Now, your team can rally for an epic comeback without having to worry about a backdoor cast-in.
That's actually really cool. I think this is actually a really good thing. This is actually really, really cool. Because yes, like when you're like behind and you just like lost your Nexus towers, at this point like you're basically it's so hard for you to come back into the game because you're always under pressure by everyone. If you lose an inhibitor, then you lose your Nexus. So I think this is a really good thing. Really good change to make it a bit easier for people to come back when I actually don't mind this. It's actually a really nice change.
We're also adding some new minor runes to rebalance
Oh,
some
runes.
of the vision-related
Let's go.
options in the domination tree. Sixth Sense. Grizzly Memento.
What's that?
And Deep Ward.
Okay, so 2 ward runes. Wait, 4 HP. Alright, so thank your runes. Thank your wards, I mean.
As well as a new addition to the sorcery tree called Axiom Arcanist, which makes ultimates more powerful. We also
So more powerful ultimate. Doesn't matter for Kaisa. Kaisa ultimate doesn't have damage, so okay.
resist changing items just a little bit. So we're adding some small scope adjustments to tank items and adding a new item called Bloodletter's Curse.
Alright.
Well, new-ish. It'll look familiar if you've spent time in Arena. But if you haven't, Bloodletter's Curse reduces the target's magic resistance from repeated spell hits, which is sort of like an AP version of Black Cleaver.
Could we use this on Kaisa? I mean, it's basically Black Cleaver AP with AP Shred. It's actually pretty interesting, but I mean, unless
Finally, let's dig into the
it needs to have some AP inside of it to be useful.
biggest update of the season, Adakon, Bringer of Ruin.
Oh yes,
The new
this.
epic jungle monster
Alright.
is drawn to death and destruction. He will spawn only once at 20 minutes on either the top or bottom side of the map, whichever side has seen the most champion damage and kills by 14 minutes. To signal where he'll make his entrance, Adakon's arena will spawn, adding new permanent walls to that side of the map. Adakon's dark influence will also cause blood roses to grow periodically in the areas where champions have been killed. More death means more roses.
Oh, I see. Okay, so when you die,
Blood roses
alright.
drop bloody petals for your entire team, which stack any number of times and last through the entire game. For each petal collected, your whole team gains a small experience
Oh,
and
your
power
whole
boost.
team
So
gets
if you
the
see one,
buff.
grab it.
Adakon has two forms, Ruinous and Voracious. Higher action games spawn Ruinous Adakon, who you might want to fight up close and personal to avoid his constricting rings of damage, which creates the perfect chance for an ace and a steal.
Yeah, will matter
Killing
more.
Ruinous Adakon grants bloody petals to the team
I
that
think
kills
will matter-
him,
will matter
and
way
spawns
more.
a grove of blood roses in the area for anyone to collect. Voracious Adakon spawns in lower action games. He does less damage to his enemies, but as his name implies, is hungrier.
Or lower action
As his
games.
health
Okay,
gets
okay,
lower,
okay.
he gets an increasingly more powerful drain ability based on missing health. The team who takes down Voracious Adakon gets a one-time rebirth buff, similar to Guardian Angel. So now you really have a reason to force that team
I
fight.
see.
We're introducing Adakon for a couple of reasons. First, unless you're T1, a 20-minute Baron is pretty tough to get. So we're moving Baron's spawn back to 25 minutes and providing another mid
25 minutes for Baron spawn. Okay. Fine,
game
alright,
macro option
fine.
in the form of Otacon. Second, based on how Otacon plays out each game, we hope to see more different and interesting game states in both mid and late game. And we feel that designing an objective whose spawn location, form, and rewards are decided by how you play should make each game of League feel more varied.
Our goal is for every gameplay change to make League better. As we move to seasons, this remains the same, so these changes were designed for the long term.
Okay.
That said, we'll keep an eye on how they're landing and make adjustments if needed. But for now, Otacon and all the other updates are here to stay for good. We can't wait to see how these go as you start your climbs next year.
Okay, honestly, I'll be honest here, I don't mind it. I think it's a good change. I think this is a really good change. And to be totally fair for Kaisa, this is actually good. Like, Kaisa is a champion that thrives in the mid game, that thrives when you have 2 items. And so, like, having more things to fight for, having more objectives to fight for, is actually a good thing for every Kaisa player, basically. Especially in the mid game. This is actually, I really don't mind. I think it's a really nice change that actually brings some new stuff to the table. I think that, again, we'll see how strong it is. Like, we'll see how strong the flowers are, like these things that gives you AP and AD. It most likely will be tuned, but like, for now we'll see. Again, we will see what happens when the season drops, but from just look of it, from the idea, from the perspective of it, it's actually pretty nice. And for Kaisa, this is actually a really good thing, because again, Kaisa biggest spike is at 20 minutes. So that's perfect. If we can fight more, if these things can force your team to fight more, this is good for you. And for AP Kaisa, also it's good for you, because it gives you more time to poke, more time to have impact in fights. So that's actually pretty nice. So yeah, I really don't mind this change. I think it's a really nice change. And yeah, nothing else to say.
Seasons.
Ranked
Instead, by
resets.
feedback from all
Alright,
of
let's
you.
see.
Ranked resets. These have been a topic of a lot of conversation in recent years, particularly when it comes to feelings around how often you want to restart your climbs, how fast a climb should be, what feels rewarding versus what feels like a grind, etc. And looking back, we don't think 12 resets a year has been the right call for League. So, we're moving to 6 per year.
6?
Okay, just kidding. Please, put down the pitchforks. We're going back to 1 large
Thanks
reset at the start of
God.
each year, with no
One.
additional resets during the year.
Rank system tuning in terms of the size of the January reset, the number of the games to climb on average, and other systems will be similar to the numbers we used back in 2022 and before. That said, there will still be 3 Victoria skins you can
Nice,
earn,
okay, 3
one
skins.
for each season. If you want to earn each skin, you will need to win 15 ranked games during that season. Again though, neither your visible rank nor your MMR will reset except in January.
Next up,
Okay, I'm actually okay with this. I think it's a really good thing. It's true that having a reset every split for 3 times per year is just too much. Like, if you're a gold player, if you're a silver player, if you're a plat player, like you're a casual player, right? If you're casual playing League, you don't have the time to like grind back to gold every single time, every single split. So I think this is a really nice change. Yeah, I guess for iron, like if you're iron, silver, gold, platinum, you shouldn't be resetting your rank every 4 months, right?
Before we wrap up, one last seasons thing. We'll be changing up how we name patches to match seasons. So instead of patch 15.1 coming out in January, it'll be patch 25.s1.1.
What the hell? Oh God, what was that?
We'll be changing up how we name patches to match seasons. So instead of patch 15.1 coming out in January, it'll be patch 25.s1.1.
Imagine my titles next year. Imagine my title next year. How to build Kaisa in patch 15.s1.ace2.1. My gosh, it's gonna be complicated, my titles.
Out the year, season, and patch number. Season 2 will then kick off in patch 25.s2.1.
What did you say?
You get the idea.
okay.
No, I didn't
that
get
is
the
it from us
idea.
today.
I didn't get the idea
The next
at
time you
all.
hear from us will be in January, at the start of the season. We'll be back then to share some extra stuff that'll come out later in Season 1. We do want to acknowledge, though, that we've covered most of the big changes that you'll see day 1
Okay.
next year. That said, still got a few surprises left.
And of course, we'll have the cinematic to kick things off. To no one's surprise, we can confirm that it's also going to focus a lot on Noxus and Noxian champions, but that's all we can share for now.
We hope you all have a great December, great holiday season, and a happy new year. Thanks so much for
All right. Okay. Okay. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Okay. So I'm happy there is not too many changes. It actually is. Yeah, I personally prefer like if they kept it to like patch 15.1. That's actually like easier for us to understand, like a little bit. Anyways. Okay. Let's go over the blog patch now. Yeah. No overall. Thanks God. All right. Let's go over the patch now. Let me just put some music back on. All right. Let's see. Okay, so we already went through that, obviously. So basically, we have the splits become seasons now. All right, yes. Actually, pretty nice. The client. So now the entire client is all about the thematic. Yeah. Okay. We have chapters. Okay, so every act has different chapters. I see. Yeah. Okay, whatever. This is all about like cosmetic. We don't really care about that, to be fair. Okay, now that's what we're talking about here. Okay, so the map actually looks really cool. The map actually looks really, really cool. I'll be honest. That's actually a really cool map, to be totally fair. I think it's a really nice change to the game, to be totally fair. And we get three different maps per year. Because 3 seasons, that means every season has a different thematic. So I think it's actually nice because it's one of the things that people were asking right all the time is to have like skins for the map. I think it's actually a really nice thing that they're actually giving us like different thematics for the map itself. So that's actually nice. Yeah, same. Really gets me excited to play next season. Yeah. Atakan. So okay. Atakan, I feel like is, like I said before, I don't mind it. I think it's a really good change. I don't think this means that the game will be more snowball heavy because Baron is 25 minutes, but we'll see. Again, it depends entirely on the numbers, right? If the roses you get gives you like barely any AD or AP or XP, it doesn't matter. But if it, we'll need to see how they balance it, but the idea of Atakan is good, in my opinion. The idea of Atakan is good. Seed of Strengths. So okay, basically same thing, right? It's like First Blood, First Tower, and First 3 pick Jungle Monster gives you upgrade boots. So you have five more armor. Fine. Then you have tier 3 upgrades, cost 750 gold, gives you 5 more armor, 5 MS, and a new unique passive that after taking physical damage from a champion, grant the owner physical shield for 10% of their max HP. Damn, that's still caps on damn, still caps got buffed next patch. I mean, the issue with this, the boot system is that Kaisa doesn't really care, right? Because unless the attack speed boots give us AD, which I don't think it will, this is not gonna matter too much for Kaisa. Because like again, like Ashe, Vayne, they can go Ashe, Vayne, Yasuo, Yone, they can go boots first because their numbers are good enough to actually build boots. But Kaisa, she needs evolution. Kaisa needs Q evolution, you need your items. Like, boots are only a second thought. You go static, you go Rage Blade, and then you finish your boots. I don't think this changed anything. You still need to get Q evolution. And boots doesn't give you AD, so yeah. That's actually really nice, really good change. Runes. Alright, there we go. So, we have 3 new domination runes. Okay. Actually, 3. Yeah, 3. 5 trinket ability haste. Punch. Okay, I think. Okay, actually, so we have 3. We have 3 domination runes that are all for vision. I feel like next patch, if you're a support, you go domination. Like, if you're a support, you go domination secondary. Because, like, this is actually massive for any support. Oh. Wait, eyeball collector is gone. Wait, what? We're removing eyeball collector? Really? Damn. That's actually, that is actually a big nerf for many champions. That's a pretty big nerf because that's a really popular rune for a lot of characters. Well, I mean, if you play for anyone that plays HOB Kaisa, well, you just lost another 6 AD or 10 AP. There we go. That's bad for if you play Kaisa with HOB, then that is actually a pretty big nerf. But like, I'm surprised. I'm surprised they're removing this. Let me just check. So we're losing. Okay, so we're losing this entire tree basically. Yeah, we're losing all this, and we're getting 3 new like. Yeah, I mean for Kaisa it's a nerf. That's a nerf, to be totally fair. If you play HOB Kaisa, because you don't get value from any of these. You don't get value from Deep Ward or Sixth Sense or this one because you're ADC, you don't ward that much. Interesting change. So if you play HOB Kaisa, unlucky. Teleport has gotten more powerful. They're changing. Ah, there we go. The TP change. To accomplish this, teleport will no longer instantly blink the champion after its channel. Now they will instant visually travel across the map, with teleport moving slower and unleash teleport moving much quicker. This mechanic allows us to tune how effective teleport is at returning to lane in a way that doesn't feel as bad as nerfing its channel duration or range. Okay. So now there is no more. Now you fly on the map to get to your destination. No more blink. Wow. Okay. So normally TP, you press TP on a tower and you wait 4 seconds and you TP to the tower. Now it's not gonna take 4 seconds. It's gonna take maybe 8 or 9 seconds, and you're gonna fly across the map basically. So instead of just blinking from your base to your tower, you're just flying across the map. And it takes 9 seconds, basically. So it's slower. It's now way slower to get back to lane with TP. Which is a big nerf. Which is a massive nerf. And I think it also killed flanking. Yeah, it kills flanking. If it takes you 9 seconds to go from point A to point B, you're never gonna flank anymore. And even if this is faster, they're saying that it will not be as fast as 4 seconds. So even the unleashed teleport will be slower than what we have right now, which is a pretty big nerf. I don't think it's a bad change, but I also think that TP is super important for many champions that require TP to go back to lane after they got poked. So we'll see. Yeah, I mean, we'll see, because some champions really depend on like if you play Kaisa mid, for example, into a Viktor, you need TP. You need TP so you can, when you get poked, you can come back into the lane and be healthy again. If I need to now spend 9 seconds to go from my base to my tower after backing, I lose a full wave. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, that's it actually.